So can Kejriwal continue as the Chief Minister? The big question is now with the Enforcement Directorate taking the case to the next level, which is to the trial. So the large question is, can Arvind Kejriwal continue as the Delhi Chief Minister? We have some points, we're going to read those points to you as to why I am saying this. So first let me take you through the issue. The Karnanidhi versus Union of India precedent. Issue: clarification on Chief Minister's status as a public servant in midst of arrest and pending trial. 1. So this is one issue. And the conclusion was that the Supreme Court affirmed CM's inclusion as a public servant despite unique constitutional role. So that is one part. So our question is, has the ability of the Chief Minister to discharge duties there or not? Now exception: no provision under RPA, Representation of People Act, to deal with case when arrest has been made but trial is pending. This is a complete legal issue. So in the Karnanidhi versus Union of India precedent, it is taking you through the complexity of the issue. Now in the MP Special Police Establishment versus State of MP, two things. Can a governor exercise? Can we go back to the earlier graphic, please? Can a governor exercise discretion in granting prosecution sanction for ministers? What did I say? Can a governor exercise discretion in granting prosecution sanction for ministers? Next graphic. Conclusion: governor typically follows Council of Ministers' advice except in cases involving a CM where propriety demands discretion. It means that the governor has that space. Exceptions: bias, irrationality, incapacity, propriety and breakdown of democracy. Again I will repeat: bias, irrationality, incapacity, propriety and breakdown of democracy. These are the exceptions. Now, Tara Singh versus Director Consolidation of Holdings Punjab Jalandhar precedent. Clarification on the authority of governor and ministers under the Constitution. Issue: clarification on the authority of the governor and ministers under Constitution. Conclusion: governor can allocate executive duties to ministers who are considered subordinate to the governor. Executive duty. Exceptions: ministers hold office at the pleasure of the governor who has the authority to dismiss them. This is the extreme constitutional power on which governments have gone to the court. The governors have dismissed the sitting governments on the issue, dismissed them, but the courts have restored them. So this is open to interpretation. Let me again put it: ministers hold office at the pleasure of the governor who has the authority to dismiss them. For example, at the center, it's at the pleasure of the President of India, but it has never happened like that. But in states, it has happened. Many governments have fallen, but some have been restored, some have not been restored. So this, I would say, is the gray area. And there is a context. The context of the debate is that this is having a political impact, and the political impact is you have people resigning from Aam Aadmi Party. You have a minister putting in paper, which is adding more pressure on Kejriwal's government, because one, the issue of corruption. Second, the issue of a chief minister who is arrested. There is a trial pending. Third, the issue of propriety. Fourth, the issue of governance. Fifth, the issue of ability to discharge your duty as a public servant. And if you ask me, that is the fundamental thing, because right now Arvind Kejriwal has been charged with corruption cases. The verdict is not out that he is corrupt. The verdict is not out that he is corrupt. That's the job of the court. He has been accused of corruption, but the court, the order has not come out. But in context of administration, what is important is, are you able to discharge your duty for the larger public good? and public order and public good, though very colonial artifacts in our constitution, very colonial, they have been instrumental in most radical decisions which the executives have taken. And even emergency, which was evoked by Indira Gandhi, was evoked on the premise of public good and public order. So before I go to my guest, let me take a quick comment from my input editor, Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, sum it up for us. Let's frame the debate.
I think, there's just one question which needs to be addressed. Can Kejriwal continue as Delhi Chief Minister and not? The answer is yes, he can. And that is the reason why till now the Lieutenant Governor has not moved the MHA seeking for dismissal of Arvind Kejriwal as the Chief Minister. Otherwise, going by the kind of acrimony and the bitterness which exists between the Lieutenant Governor and the Delhi government, that should have been the first act of the Governor the day Arvind Kejriwal was arrested. In Constitution, morality is a ethically one should not. But the matter of the fact is that, there is no ethics as far as we speak when it comes to politics. And legally, Arvind Kejriwal is not on a very sticky wicket, given the fact that, that there is no direct provision which asks for his removal till he is convicted. There have been several 3 to 4 PILs which have been filed in Delhi High Court which ask for the removal of Delhi Chief Minister. The latest, one from the ex-Aam Aadmi Party member, and the person was, his petition was dismissed with exemplary cost imposed on them. So I think this pretty much sums up. And see, the pleasure of the government which you are talking about, Kartikeya, is a term. We have seen how governors have been acting. We have seen in the state of Kerala, we have seen in the state of Tamil Nadu, and we have also seen the kind of rebuke they have got from the Supreme Court about them transgressing their authority, which they should have not done.
Let me go across to Dr. Rajiv Nanda, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India and a constitutional expert. Thank you, sir, for joining me on my show. My question to you, can Arvind Kejriwal continue as the Chief Minister, sir?
No. No, not only my answer is precisely no, he cannot and he should not. I am wondering why the Lieutenant Governor is sleeping over his powers under 239AA and 239B. This is failure on his part to discharge his own duties. He should have he should have made the recommendation to the President of India by now. The PILs which my friend sitting in your studio is saying have been dismissed only on the reasons they say that it is the call of the governor. The government has to take the call to dismiss them or not. Don't drag us into politics. So it is for the governor of the Lieutenant Governor. See, I tell you the constitutional scheme. Under the Constitution, the Lieutenant Governor, which is called the administrator, termed as administrator under the Constitution, under Article 239AA, is allowed to appoint the Council of Ministers, which include a Chief Minister also, for the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Now, under 239B, the Lieutenant Governor has got the power. Now, this is not only, of course, it's a gray area, depending on the facts of each case, but here it is quite clear that if the Lieutenant Governor finds that the Council of Ministers or the government of the NCT of Delhi cannot be run through, or there is a constitutional breakdown, machinery is broken down, then he can recommend to the President to dissolve it. It is the interests of people of Delhi will suffer in case the assembly goes away. So the best option will be that he dismisses the Chief Minister. He asks the Chief Minister, please, gentlemen, please resign, or I will dismiss the entire council. He has the power to do it. You know why? Because there is a reason. Why am I saying there is a failure of the constitutional machinery here? The constitutional machinery cannot work. Because as a Chief Minister, you have to discharge certain functions, you have to preside over a lot of meetings, you have to take a lot of decisions in public interest, which you cannot do sitting inside the jail. Till the time you are not discharging your functions as Chief Minister, there is total failure, there is a total breakdown of the constitution.
Dr. Nanda, then it begets a question, and I'll get my colleague Brijesh on this. It means that there is a political decision making at play. If LG is taking its sweet on time, it means that there is a consideration at play.
Why, if the LG can do it under the sections as mentioned by our guest, then why is LG not doing it? And then this makes it all the more murkier. This means LG and everybody else complicit in this decision, that they want to prolong the entire the stalemate and you know, make sure that the Aam Aadmi Party is not able to do it, because dismissing Chief Minister would be kind of akin to dismissing the entire Council of Ministers as well. There is no separate post like I'll dismiss the Chief Minister and I'll let the other people say that you decide on the who's going to be the next Chief Minister. You dismiss Chief Minister, you dismiss the Council of Ministers.
Or is it because he's taking his time because ministers are resigning on their own?
That is a completely different thing. I don't think that is happening. See, there is...
But one minister resigned.
One minister has resigned. But you know, Kartikeya, if you look at the issue and holistically, the fact of the matter also is that this is the same gentleman who has just been raided by the Enforcement Directorate. And you know, the same gentleman has now come out and said that you know, the antaratma ki awaaz, when you start hearing it once the ED or the CBI starts breathing down your neck. So it also lends credence to Aam Aadmi Party that the Enforcement Directorate is being used to target us and to break down the Aam Aadmi Party.
A quick question to you, Dr. Nanda. Is Chief Minister a public servant and all the laws of RPA can be enforced on him?
Yes, the Karnanidhi case decides that has already decided by Supreme Court. Chief Minister is a public servant. He doesn't hold a special status, despite the fact that he is termed as a Chief Minister. He is not above law. He is as good as any other peon of the central government. Is also public servant, and so is the Chief Minister.
Okay, and if he is a public servant, then all the laws related to discharging his duty also comes into action, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thirdly,
yes.
If that is correct, then in your opinion, why so much of time is being taken? Let me ask
it's
this
a political decision. I tell you, I'm here to answer your legal things. I am telling you, you asked me whether he can be dismissed or yes, he can be. There are powers and which the Lieutenant Governor ought to have been exercising by now. I am wondering why now. The answer plainly and plainly simply is that this is a political game going on between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. We all know that the Lieutenant Governor is a BJP appointee, as a BJP functionary. So this is all that how they want to portray the government or the people before the general elections to the people of Delhi, that they are not dismissing him. They just want to show him that, look, you have a Chief Minister who is already charged by ED till now, and we all know that CBI is also waiting in the pipe to catch him. So they are perhaps waiting for that. Answering the question is whether there is a legal provision. Yes, certainly there is a legal provision, and by now the Delhi people are suffering because there are no meetings going on, no decisions are being taken. There is a total failure of constitutional machinery in Delhi. The Lieutenant Governor should act.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Nanda. Thank you so much. But there's a political fallout also. And as I said, what is the political fallout? The political fallout is that Mr. Anand quit. And yes, though Saurabh Bharadwaj is saying that in a press conference he was made to quit under pressure, but the fact of the matter is that a minister has quit Aam Aadmi Party. So what did he has to say about his own action to quit the government in Delhi? Let's listen in.
मैं राजनीति में मंत्री बना, जो भी बना आज बाबा साहेब डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर की वजह से बना और पे बैक टू सोसाइटी करने के लिए बना। दलितों की जब रिप्रेजेंटेशन की बात आती है तो जो पार्टी अगर उससे पीछे हटती है तो मुझे फिर वहां रहने का कोई औचित्य समझ नहीं आता, इसलिए बना।
So the minister is saying that he became what he is today because of Baba Rao Ambedkar. He forgot to name Arvind Kejriwal, with whom he worked as a minister, and Mr. Kejriwal as the chief minister. Do you think it's more of this stuff is going to happen?
Well, absolutely. You know, Kartikeya, see, the point is that I would have read this exit as a massive blow to Aam Aadmi Party had it been somebody who has not been raided by Enforcement Directorate, because then you would have said that, you know, this person has not been raided by Enforcement Directorate, he is not under any kind of pressure and he has quit the party on its own, which means that there could be many more in the offing. This has not been the case. You know, Sanjay Singh and Saurabh Bharadwaj held a press conference with Sanjay Singh, also pointed out the fact that 2 hours before he heard the call of conscience, as we say, he retweeted what Sanjay Singh had tweeted about, you know, the government and how the Aam Aadmi Party is being prosecuted. So it's very clear that you know, that he has done this under pressure, and it's a political battle which is going on, and you will see more or less a kind of a stalemate until it suits the party, suits the government, that, you know, that Kejriwal be dismissed and the government be dismissed, because nobody would want to, because, you know, Delhi is a unique place. You will have to prove to the court and the Supreme Court for that there is a constitutional breakdown in Delhi, and that is what has led the LG to dismiss the government. When you dismiss the chief minister, you dismiss the entire council of ministers. So it cannot be like a chief minister in toto. And when you dismiss a government, then you have to answer several uncomfortable questions in the court of law.
Okay, you know, one will have to wait and see, but the fact of the matter is that under our constitution, the governors and the LG, they will have the right to dismiss the government, the first. But then the matter will definitely go to the high courts, where the decisions not to the suiting of the person dismissing might happen. But that is the play in democracy.